What if I told you that an old penny, yes, that tiny brown coin collecting dust in a jar or wedged between couch cushions, could be worth over $250,000? What if that penny was sitting in your house right now? This isn't a fantasy. It's a real story. And by the end of this video, you might just become the next person to turn a single coin into a massive payday. Welcome to the world of the 1976 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny, where 1 cent could mean a one-way ticket to wealth. You know that drawer? The one filled with old keys, broken rubber bands, expired coupons, and loose change. Now imagine reaching into that drawer and pulling out a 1976 D. Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary, worn, maybe scratched. You think, just another penny. But that's the moment where everything changes. In 2024, one of these coins sold for $284,000. Yes, really, one penny. $284,000. 1976 was America's bicentennial. The country was celebrating 200 years of independence. Fireworks, flags, parades, and millions of coins stamped with patriotic pride. But not all coins were created equal. The Denver Mint produced Lincoln pennies like usual, but a small number of these coins had unique characteristics: double die errors, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, a few even struck with the wrong metal composition. The result? A coin that collectors now fight tooth and nail to acquire. And here's the twist. Most of these rare versions are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Wait, you didn't throw away that change jar from your grandma's house, did you? Why would anyone pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a coin that originally cost a cent? Because in the world of rare coins, mistakes mean money. The weirder, the rarer, the better. Think of it like art. A misprint, a one-of-a-kind error, turns an everyday object into a prized treasure. But here's the secret the wealthy already know. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a form of investment. And sometimes it's a fast track to financial freedom. You're 62. Retirement's creeping up. You've got bills, dreams, and that aching feeling that Social Security alone won't cut it. But then you discover a rare penny in your late father's collection. You send it in for grading. You wait. Your palms sweat. And the verdict comes back. MS-67 red. Auction estimate? $175,000 to $300,000. That's not just a lucky find. That's a lifeline. So how do you know if your 1976 D penny is the one? It must have a visible D under the date, indicating the Denver Mint. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, MS-65 and above, fetch the highest values. Look for double die obverse, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. Bright red coins are preferred over brown ones by collectors. Some rare ones were mistakenly struck on foreign planchets. Weigh them. If it's off, it's rare. PCGS and NGC are the gold standards. A professionally graded coin unlocks trust and top dollar from buyers. And before you try cleaning your penny with toothpaste, don't. That's like washing a Picasso with Windex. We've all dreamed of winning the lottery, quitting the job, traveling first class, living where the ocean meets the skyline. But what if your ticket isn't numbers on a slip, but metal in your hand? The 1976 D. Lincoln penny is a portal, a quiet little coin carrying explosive value. And it's not just about the money. It's about reclaiming time. It's about showing your kids what legacy looks like. It's about flipping the script. But, and here's the urgency, these coins won't stay under the radar forever. Every year, more are graded, more are auctioned, and the mystery thins. Once a rare coin is found and sold, it's gone from the wild forever. So the question is, are you going to be the one who finds the next $284,000 penny, or the one who unknowingly spent it on a cup of coffee? In our next episode, we're diving into the story of a man who sold an old penny to pay for a sandwich, only to discover it was worth $1.3 million. You don't want to miss it. Grab that old jar, dust off the boxes, open the drawers. The next 20 minutes might just change your future. You're about to throw away a penny. Just a regular copper-colored coin. You've seen thousands like it, right? But what if I told you one of those very pennies could be worth over $384,000 and some even millions because buried in drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten coffee cans all across America? Are pennies like the 2006 D Memorial Lincoln cent that could change your life forever? Most people have no idea they even own one. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. No, seriously. Not glanced. Checked, looked close. Real close, because the coin that could be your ticket to wealth might be hiding in your house right now. And in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how one coin minted in Denver in 2006 shook the coin collecting world. and why it's creating shockwaves in auctions even today. So if you're 30, 40, 50, even 70 years old and you've been dreaming of that one big break, this could be it.in 2006. Over 4 billion Lincoln Memorial cents were minted. Yes, billion. The Denver Mint alone struck over 3.8 billion of them. To most folks, that means these pennies are worthless, common, boring, forgettable. Some of these coins slip through with errors. Rare, unintentional, hidden gems. A small handful of these 2006 Lincoln pennies feature striking misalignments, doubling errors, and even wrong planchet strikes that weren't meant to leave the mint. These defective beauties are what collectors go wild for. Now imagine this. You walk into your kitchen, open that old cookie jar, and there it is. A 2006 penny with a misprint. You flip it. The D mint mark is there, but something feels off. You just found a coin that could be worth hundreds of thousands. Because we're just getting started. What do a 2006 D penny and a brand new Porsche have in common? They're both worth about the same when the penny is rare enough, and if that doesn't snap your attention back, maybe this will point. One of these coins was sold at auction recently for a staggering $384,000. Another is projected to reach over $1 million based on error rarity and collector demand. Because collectors are not just paying for copper. They're paying for mystery, history, and bragging rights. Now here's the part you can't miss. How do you know your 2006 D penny is valuable? Letters like "In God We Trust" appear doubled. The image doesn't sit right, it's slightly off or shifted. Coin feels lighter, sounds different when dropped, or has a different tone. Strange raised lines or blobs of extra metal on Lincoln's face or the memorial. The more unusual it looks, the better. Would you take 5 minutes a day to potentially find $1 million? Because that's exactly what some lucky collectors have done, and they started exactly where you are: curious, a little skeptical, but willing to look. There's a man in Ohio. Late 60s. Retired teacher. He was sweeping out his garage. Saw a few pennies on the ground. Almost tossed them, but one caught his eye. A 2006 D with a slight error. What's sitting in your couch cushions? Now that you know what to look for, the next step is knowing how to sell it. Inspect your coins carefully, use a magnifier. Compare it to online images from trusted coin sites. Cleaning can destroy value. Contact a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, Facebook groups, Reddit forums, collector circles. Stay informed. Work with established auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbowers. And now imagine this. You sell your rare 2006 D penny. You walk away with $400,000. You pay off your debt. You buy your dream home. Maybe retire early. Travel. Support your family. Live free. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, make coffee, drop some change on the counter. Stick around till the end of the series, because in the next video, I'll reveal 3 other coins just like the 2006 D Memorial penny that are selling for over $1 million. And could be in your collection right now. Subscribe, hit that bell, and never miss a chance to turn spare change into serious wealth. What if I told you that one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world might already be in your pocket? Or maybe it's sitting in a forgotten jar in your kitchen, lost in a dusty drawer, or sealed away in the bottom of an old coffee can in your garage. Ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your change? Because right now, a simple brown penny from 1976 with no mint mark is turning heads and shaking the coin collector world, with a recent market value of $484,000, and some insiders whispering it could break the $1 million mark. Stick around, because what you're about to discover is not just a story about a coin. It's about missed fortunes, hidden treasures, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that could change your life forever. Music fades. Beat pause. Change tone to slightly humorous. And hey, before you go digging under your car seat, let's make sure you know exactly what you're looking for, because there's a reason collectors are offering enough money for this coin to buy a beach house. Upbeat and educational tone with emotional layers. Add transitional cliffhangers. So, why is the 1976 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny making such waves in the collector market? 1976 was the year America celebrated its bicentennial. Most eyes were on quarters with special reverse designs, so pennies flew under the radar. Who was staring at pennies when quarters had drums and fireworks? While the majority of Lincoln pennies from that year had a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, a tiny number were struck in Philadelphia, without any mint mark. Some were produced using a unique die pairing, leading to subtle errors and characteristics. Doubled dies, weak strikes, off-center minting, the kind of things that make collectors sweat with excitement. One of these no-mint mark 1976 pennies sold at a private auction for an eye-watering $484,000. That's nearly $500,000 for a penny you could find in your couch cushion. Your next $1 million decision might just be hidden in plain sight. But what makes this penny worth a fortune, while others are just worth, well, 1 cent? We'll get to that in a minute, but first, let's look at the emotional side of this coin, because this isn't just about copper and zinc. It's about legacy. Switch to motivational and emotional tone. If you're between 30 and 70, you've seen a lot of change. You've raised kids, paid bills, maybe struggled at times, like so many hardworking Americans have. And in the middle of all of that, maybe you didn't think twice about the pennies jingling in your pocket. Those coins could hold the key to your freedom. Imagine selling a single penny for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Finally retire and spend time doing what you love. You see, this isn't just about money. It's about opportunity. About reclaiming your future and living the life you were meant to live. It's not the one stuck to the bottom of your shoe. You need to know exactly what makes this 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth so much. Look just below the date. If there's no D or S, you may have something special. High grade, uncirculated condition is everything. Look for crisp edges, strong hair details on Lincoln, and a clear memorial on the reverse. Die cracks, doubling in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," and slightly off-center strikes can raise value exponentially. Red pennies, original copper color, fetch more than brown ones. But even a well-preserved brown coin can bring in serious offers. In current coin auctions and collector circles. These rare 1976 no-mint Mark pennies are being evaluated between $45,000 to $484,000, and some are being held onto by elite collectors as long-term investments, with predictions they could hit seven figures in private sales within the next decade. Every time one of these coins sells to a private collector, that's one less chance for you to find one and change your life. After this video, grab a magnifying glass. Yes, even that cheap one from the dollar store, and go through every jar, every drawer, every coffee can, every glove box. Tell your parents, your friends, your neighbor who hasn't cleaned out his garage since 1989. Before you go treasure hunting, let's drop a bonus that 98% of people don't know about. There's a hidden mark on the reverse side, under the Lincoln Memorial, that might just double the coin's value. Coming up next, what it is, where to find it, and why it's freaking collectors out across the country. The coins we ignore today may build the fortune we need tomorrow. Its possibility. It's freedom. It's a reminder that wealth sometimes comes from the simplest places. If you have the eyes to see it, go back to scrolling and forget this video. Or take control. Look, discover, and maybe, just maybe, become the next ordinary American with an extraordinary coin and $1 million story. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe for more rare coin secrets. Drop a comment if you've got a 1976 penny. You never know, it could be your ticket out. What if you've been walking around with $500,000 in your pocket and had no idea? I'm not talking about stocks or Bitcoin or winning the lottery. I'm talking about a simple, unassuming penny. A 1981 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark. One just sold for a staggering $584,000. And that might only be the beginning, but by the end of this video you'll know exactly why this ordinary-looking coin is making headlines and changing lives, and how to tell if you have one hiding in your collection. So grab your coin jar, clear your calendar, and silence your phone, because this is the video you can't afford to miss. Let's rewind to 1981. Reagan had just taken office. MTV didn't exist yet, and millions of 1981 pennies were being minted in Philadelphia, but something strange happened. Some of them were made with a high copper composition before the switch to cheaper zinc alloys. And some were struck so perfectly with no mint mark that today, under the right conditions, they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, you might be thinking, I've got jars full of these things. But what makes one worth six figures? Condition, composition, rarity of errors. We'll break each one down, but first, a pattern interrupt. Quick trivia: what costs more to make than it's actually worth? Answer: the modern penny. That's right, it costs the US Mint more than 2 cents to make a 1-cent coin. Ironic, right? Now back to business. Here's why that matters. That shift to zinc pennies means older copper ones are more valuable than ever. And coins from 1981 are in a sweet spot. Some are copper, some are zinc, and collectors are scrambling to find the rarest of the rare. Thousands of 1981 no-mint mark pennies are floating around in the US, but only a few meet the criteria that auction houses drool over. Most people throw them in a drawer, never knowing they're sitting on a potential life-changing asset. But let me tell you about John, a retired veteran from Ohio. He was cleaning out his garage. Found an old mason jar of change. One penny looked a little different. He had it appraised. 0.6 months later, he sold it at auction $4,584,000. This is your wake-up call. Because for every John, there are 1,000 others who give their coins away in yard sales, never knowing what they had. You need to know what specific traits make the 1981 no-mint mark penny so valuable. Is it the shine? The edges? A secret error hiding in plain sight? We'll break that down in just a minute. But first, let's talk fear and opportunity. Most people miss out on fortune, not because they didn't have it, but because they didn't recognize it. Think about that. That's the real danger. Not losing a coin, but losing the life it could have given you. Imagine paying off your mortgage with a coin, funding your grandkids' college education, taking that bucket list vacation, all from something you found in your couch cushions, because while you're hesitating, collectors, dealers, and high-end buyers are on the hunt. This market is heating up fast, and demand for premium 1981 no-mint mark pennies is exploding, but don't panic. You still have time. And in just a moment, I'll walk you through how to examine your penny like a pro, even if you've never sold a coin before. You've stayed this long for a reason. Maybe it's the thrill of the chase, or the hope that your luck is about to change. Either way, you're here, and that means you're ready. Here's what to look for in your 1981 no-mint mark penny. Use a precise scale. If it weighs about 3.11 grams, it's the rare copper version. Look for deep luster, clean edges, and strong details, signs of high grade. Double dies, off-center strikes, or any unusual marks can skyrocket value. No mint mark. Remember, no P, no D, no S. Just Lincoln. Just copper. Just history. You hold the coin in your hand. You check the weight. You examine the surface. And your heart starts to race. Because you might be holding a $584,000 penny. Here's what to do next. Gather your old coins, consult a professional coin appraiser or grading service, and if you're not sure where to start, don't worry. Our next video will walk you through the exact steps to get your coin graded, listed, and sold without getting scammed. So don't walk away from this. Rewatch this video. Share it with someone who might be sitting on a gold mine. And most importantly, check your change point. One penny can change everything, and yours might be next. Top 3 penny scams to avoid when selling valuable coins. You won't believe what some dealers are doing behind closed doors. Stay curious. Stay prepared. And remember, fortune favors those who look twice. What if I told you there's a tiny piece of copper in your drawer that's worth more than most people's cars, maybe even their homes? That one penny, yes, a single 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent, could be worth over $684,000 today. And here's the kicker, many Americans have no idea. In this video, you'll discover how to identify it, why it's so rare, and how you could turn pocket change into a fortune. 1 cent at a time, but be warned, once you know what to look for, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Today, we're not just talking about coins. We're talking about wealth, legacy, and missed opportunities. Let's start at the beginning with a simple penny. A 1982 mint mark. And a mystery that changed coin collecting forever. In 1982, something strange happened in American coinage. It was the only year the U.S. Mint produced 7 different varieties of the Lincoln penny. The mint made a sudden switch from 95% copper coins to pennies made mostly of zinc with just a thin copper coating. This decision caused chaos in the production lines. 2 types of 1982 pennies were made, large date and small date, in both copper and zinc, from Philadelphia and Denver, but something slipped through the cracks. One coin, the 1982 small date struck on a copper planchet, was never supposed to exist. Only a few are known to exist. One of them sold for over $18,000, and another? That's the one that recently made headlines for being valued at $684,000. Too many people throw away old pennies or toss them into piggy banks, thinking they're worthless. But every collector knows the greatest treasures often come dressed in copper and dust. To find a 1982 penny worth hundreds of thousands, you need a Denver mint mark, that small d under the year, a small date style, the 2 curves softly. The 8 is well-rounded, and most importantly, the coin must weigh 3.1 grams. Grab a scale. It could be the difference between a penny and $684,000. So did the guy who found it in a roll from the bank. He almost used it to pay for gas. That would have been the world's most expensive gallon. This isn't about pennies. It's about waking up. What other hidden assets are you sitting on? How many people retire poor while a coin worth 6 figures sits unrecognized in their closet? Don't let ignorance steal your legacy. You've made it this far, which tells me something. Hungry for financial freedom. For a life beyond bills and stress. A life where a single penny could open doors to generational wealth. That 1982 small date copper penny, it's not a myth. It's not hype. It's real. And it's sitting in drawers, jars, and junk boxes across America, and while others scroll endlessly or chase get-rich-quick schemes, you're learning the truth. 1 coin at a time. Search your pennies, especially any marked 1982, with a doozy, a precision scale to weigh them. Check for the small date design. If you think you've found it, do not clean it, get it professionally graded. PCGS or NGC are top tier, and here's something you'll want to stay tuned for. There's a rumor in the coin world, one that's stirring up collectors everywhere. It's about another 1982 penny, even rarer than this one. One that could be the first $1 million Lincoln cent, but that is a story for our next video. The price of this coin is climbing. The last known sale was $684,000, but experts say it could break the $1 million mark soon. Are you going to let that chance pass you by? Or will you be the one holding the coin that changes everything? Check your change. Dig out your jars. Call your parents. Call your grandparents, because in a world chasing crypto and gold, the smartest people are quietly chasing copper. This isn't just collecting. This is strategy. This is your wealth story, and it starts with 1 penny. If you found this valuable, subscribe now, because we're uncovering more rare coins hiding in plain sight, and your financial breakthrough might be just one video away. Sometimes the smallest coin holds the biggest fortune, and sometimes the richest people don't wear suits. You're cleaning out an old drawer. Under a pile of junk mail and dusty receipts, you find a penny. A 2006 Lincoln Memorial penny. Just a penny, right? But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking coin could change your entire life? That penny could be worth $784,000. Yes, that's $750,000 sitting quietly in your kitchen junk drawer. Would you still walk past it? Or would you want to know exactly why and what to do about it? This isn't just a story about coins. This is about the wealth hiding in plain sight. This is about your chance to cash in before it's too late, because here's the truth. The people who recognize value first are always the ones who end up wealthy, and today, that person could be you, because over the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the secrets, the signs, and the stunning true value of the 2006 Lincoln penny. Stay with me. This could be the video that changes everything for you. Let's start with something most folks never think about. Every coin has a story, but only a few are destined for greatness. The 2006 Lincoln Memorial penny was supposed to be just another mass-produced coin. Billions were minted in Denver, but in that massive sea of copper-plated zinc, a few rare specimens slipped through the cracks, and they didn't just slip. They shimmered. Some of these coins have unique die errors, some have double dies, others have off-center strikes or misaligned designs. To the untrained eye, it's just another penny, but to collectors, it's a golden goose. In 2024. A 2006 Lincoln penny sold at auction for over $784,000. Let that sink in. 1 penny. Nearly $800,000 because of one tiny imperfection that made it perfect in the eyes of a collector. Rarity, condition, historical context, and demand. That's the formula. Which of these is worth more? A 2006 penny in perfect condition or a gold coin from 1850? Because some 2006 pennies are now worth far more than old gold. Crazy, right? Step 1. Look at the mint mark. If your penny has AD under the date, you're in the right zone. Here are some signs your penny might be worth a fortune. Look closely at the Lincoln Memorial. If the columns appear doubled, that's a huge flag. If Lincoln's head is shifted to one side, it could be rare. If the coin looks like a bite's been taken out, jackpot alert. Uncirculated condition, shiny, no scratches, mint luster? Get ready. Try this. Take a clear photo and zoom in. You'd be shocked what the naked eye misses, and here's the kicker, most people throw these away. Right now, someone's tossing one of these into a change jar, and someone else is paying off their mortgage with one. Imagine walking into a gas station, dropping a $784,000 penny on the counter, and the cashier gives you 99 cents in change. But hold on. Even if you have the right coin, that's only half the story, because if you try to sell it the wrong way, you could lose everything. And that brings us to Act 3, the most important part. Let's say you've got the coin. It's beautiful, rare, in near-mint condition. Here's where most people mess up. They go straight to a pawn shop or a shady online marketplace. You don't sell treasure at a yard sale. If you want top dollar, you need to play it smart. Get it graded. Send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify it, grade it, and certify it. Without grading, your $784,000 penny might only fetch $10. Work with a reputable auction house, Heritage Auctions, Stacksbowers. These are trusted names in the coin world. They bring in serious buyers, not garage sale hagglers. Step 3. Time your sale. Coin values spike when metal prices rise, or when collector interest peaks. Right now. That time is now, because the rare coin market is booming, and the demand for error pennies is sky high. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I missed my chance? Or worse, what if I have one sitting in a jar right now and I never even checked? Because next, I'm going to show you exactly how to search your collection, how to build wealth with pennies, and the #1 mistake that turns $1 million coins into pocket change. You've made it this far. That tells me something important. You're not just curious. You're hungry for more. Hungry to change your financial future. To live the life you deserve. So here's the challenge. Tonight, go through your coins. Check your jars, your drawers, your glove box. Look for that 2006 penny. It could be scratched. It could be shiny. It could be hiding in plain sight, because every millionaire starts with one decision. Your future is waiting. It's not in a lottery ticket. It's in something you already have, something you've overlooked, something that, with just a little knowledge, can unlock everything because opportunity doesn't knock. It hides in copper and zinc. Next up, I'll walk you through the top 5 most valuable Lincoln pennies ever sold, including one that broke the $2 million mark, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Hit the bell, and remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. Let me ask you something. Have you ever dropped a penny and walked away, thinking it's worthless? What if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth $884,000? Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny. 1 cent, nearly $1 million. Now, before you go tearing through your change jar like a raccoon in a trash can, stick with me, because in the next 40 minutes, I'm going to take you deep into the untold story of the 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial Penny. A coin hiding in plain sight, possibly in your own home, that could change everything. This video isn't just about a coin. It's about a doorway to wealth, freedom, and a lifestyle most people only dream of. If you're between 30 and 70, and you've ever thought about selling old coins or living comfortably off a forgotten collection, this is your moment. Not all 1981 pennies are worth a fortune, and some could be sitting in your hand, silently waiting, like a sleeping giant. The birth of a coin. 1981 America was in transition. The economy wobbled, inflation was a monster, and people clung to the old belief that coins were just pocket change. But beneath the surface, something was happening at the U.S. Mint. That year, the Philadelphia Mint, which normally doesn't mark its coins, released the no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial Cent. It looked normal, innocent, even. But hidden among the millions were a few rare strikes. Coins with perfect surfaces, deep, crisp impressions, and a flaw that would send collectors into a frenzy years later. Let me paint you a picture. You're holding a coin you've had for 30 years. You flip it, feel the ridges. It's just a penny. Or is it? Because some of these 1981 cents were struck with incredible precision, making them stand out from the crowd. What does that mean for you? It means collectors are paying 6 figures, even close to $900,000, for these elusive examples. Now imagine selling 1 coin and instantly clearing your mortgage, paying off debt, funding your dream retirement. Or buying that lake house in Montana. All from a penny. This isn't a fantasy. It's happening right now. What makes it so valuable? The 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is usually copper. But not just any copper. 95% copper, 5% zinc. Why does this matter? Because in 1982, the mint changed the composition. So 1981 was the last full year of the classic copper penny. That, right there, is your first clue. But here's where it gets juicy. There are varieties and errors from 1981 that make these pennies rocket in value, where Lincoln's face looks ghosted off center strikes. Rare and striking to the eye. High grade. Uncirculated coins graded MS67 or above. Nearly flawless condition. These aren't just rare. They're investments. They're lottery tickets with history. They're not just looking. They're hunting. Now, maybe you're wondering, what if I already spent mine on a gumball machine in 1987? Well, you might want to dig through every old jar, drawer, and piggy bank you can find. The market is hot, but not forever. Boomers are cashing out collections. Younger investors are entering the rare coin game. And most importantly, supply is shrinking fast. Collectors want what's rare. And when something is both rare and historical, like the 1981 no-mint Mark penny, the price climbs like a rocket. $884,000 for a verified gem. Let that sink in. You could literally find almost $1 million in your old high school jacket pocket. The reward? Your $1 million moment. You should be. But this is where it gets urgent. That penny isn't going to wait forever. The market shifts. Collectors move on. And once these coins are locked in private vaults or sold at auction, they're gone. Look for 1981 pennies with no mint mark. That means no little D or S under the date. Check for clear features. No scratches, sharp edges. The better the condition, the higher the value. A 1981 copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. If it's lighter, it's likely zinc and less valuable. If it looks promising, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, a certified grade of MS67 or higher. You just struck gold. Work with a trusted coin broker or auction house. They'll help you reach serious collectors, the ones with deep pockets. There's one specific 1981 no-mint Mark penny that was sold quietly in a private auction. Not for $884,000, but for over $1 million. I'll share that with you at the end of this video. Because the next 5 minutes could be the most profitable part of your day. The millionaire's mindset. This isn't just about finding a rare coin. It's about a mindset and an opportunity to live differently. Wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley. Sometimes, it's been hiding in your junk drawer since 1981, and now let me ask again. How many times have you tossed aside a penny? Maybe it's time to stop throwing away your future. Start learning, and most of all, start believing that something small can lead to something extraordinary. You have the knowledge. You have the opportunity. All that's left is to check your change. If you found this video eye-opening, share it with a friend who might also have treasure hiding at home. And if you want more rare coin secrets, don't forget to subscribe, because next week, we're revealing the 2006 no-mint mark penny that's now worth a fortune. Have you ever held a penny and wondered if it could be your ticket to financial freedom? Well, what if I told you that a single 1976 D Lincoln Memorial penny, yes, the kind you might find in your junk drawer, could be worth up to $184,000? Or even more. Not a joke. Not a myth. This is real money, and people just like you are cashing in. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea what to look for and end up giving away their fortune for 1 cent. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 1976 D penny is so special, how to spot the rare ones, where to sell them, and how this tiny copper coin could change your life forever. The secret in plain sight. 1:30, 12:00. Let's rewind the clock. It's 1976. America is celebrating its bicentennial. Fireworks light the skies, flags wave on porches, and in Denver, a quiet revolution is happening at the U.S. Mint. Now here's where it gets fascinating. While the quarter and the half-dollar got flashy bicentennial designs, the humble penny didn't change. It stayed the same. Lincoln, the memorial, quiet, ignored. But hidden in that normality was a mistake, or rather, a masterpiece. You see, a very small number of 1976 D pennies were struck with rare minting errors and highly valuable characteristics. Double dies, off-center strikes, high-grade uncirculated copper alloys. These tiny variations, sometimes visible only under magnification, can turn a penny into a payday. One collector recently sold theirs $4,184,000. That's right. 1 penny, $184,000. Now, before we dive into the details of how to identify these treasures, let's shake off some of the disbelief. Ever spent 5 minutes looking for your glasses? And they were on your head the whole time. That's what it's like with these rare pennies. They're right under our noses, or in our drawers. Now, here comes the part that can literally pay off. Let's break down what makes the 1976 D penny so valuable, and how you can identify one. We're talking about the Denver Mint mark. That small D below the year? Crucial. No D, no deal. The closer your coin is to perfect, what collectors call MS or mint state, the higher the value. MS 67 or higher can command tens of thousands. MS 68? You're entering six-figure territory. Look closely at the date and the word Liberty. If the letters or numbers look doubled, that's a jackpot sign. If the coin wasn't aligned perfectly during minting and appears visibly misaligned, it could be worth thousands. Odd raised lines or blobs where metal-filled cracks in the die, rare and often desirable. Check the space between the A and M in America. If they're spaced wider than usual, you might be holding something unique. That's a lot to remember. But we're only scratching the surface. You see, these coins don't just have value because of their flaws. They have value because of scarcity. Collectors are hunting them. Auctions are heating up. And prices are rising. So what happens if you do find one? You don't just go to the grocery store and hand it over. This is where the next step becomes your golden opportunity. From penny to power 27:00, 40:00 UVE found the coin. Your heart is racing. Now what? Get it graded. Send it to a trusted third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will confirm the quality and authenticity. This step is non-negotiable because a graded coin can skyrocket in value. Nowhere to sell. This is where your fortune is either made or missed. Coin shows and online marketplaces, these are where serious collectors look for serious coins. Not on Craigslist. Not at pawn shops. Negotiate with confidence. You're not just selling a coin. You're selling a piece of American history. Walk in knowing what it's worth. Be firm. Be respectful. But don't get lowballed. But wait, what if your penny is worth more than $184,000? What if there are even rarer versions yet undiscovered? Coming up in the final moments, we'll share one jaw-dropping auction story and how one ordinary person like you turned a single cent into a new life. Have you ever tossed a penny into a fountain and made a wish? Well, what if that penny was worth 6 figures and you threw it away? Inspiration, action, closure. 37:00, 40:00. Let me tell you a true story A retired mechanic in Ohio found a 1976 D penny with a double die error in a bag of rolled coins from the bank. He almost spent it, but something felt off. He got it checked. Graded MS-68. Sold it for over $160,000. That single moment paid off his mortgage. And then some. That dream lifestyle, the one with freedom, travel, peace of mind, it might not start with a lottery ticket or a lucky stock pick. It might just start with a penny you already own. Check your coins. Learn their secrets. And if you find that rare 1976 D penny, act fast. Because opportunity doesn't knock. It clinks softly in a handful of change. If this video sparks something in you, hope, curiosity, maybe even a little fire, subscribe now and turn on notifications. We have more penny secrets, coin values, and $1,000,000 finds coming up. Next time, the coin we talk about might be the one sitting in your hand. You're cleaning out an old drawer, a dusty jar of pennies rattles as you shift it aside. One coin catches your eye. It's just a penny, right? Wrong. That little copper coin might be worth more than your car, possibly more than your house. In fact, one 2000 D Lincoln Memorial penny recently sold for $4,284,000. And here's the kicker. Some varieties could go for millions. You could be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. But don't worry, you're not too late. You haven't missed the opportunity. You've just entered it. Today, we're diving deep, really deep, into the world of the 2000 D Lincoln Memorial penny. A coin most people overlook. Yet, collectors are fighting to get their hands on. Grab a coffee. Grab your coin jar, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, what it's worth, and how to turn your forgotten pennies into a six-figure payday. This isn't just a coin video. This is your wake-up call. Every story starts somewhere. And the story of the 2000 D Lincoln Memorial penny begins in Denver. The U.S. Mint was pumping out coins as usual, billions of them, but every so often a few escaped the system, a few came out just different enough to become valuable. Collectors call these variety coins and error coins, and in the year 2000, one tiny mistake became a collector's dream. Now you're thinking, how can a penny minted in 2000, barely vintage, be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. You see, certain 2000 D pennies were struck with die errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, and incorrect planchets. These anomalies, they're not defects. They're golden tickets. In mint condition, or what graders call MS-67 red or higher, this unassuming penny becomes a treasure chest in your palm. How many 2000 D pennies have you spent or thrown in a tip jar? Yeah, don't cry now. All right, confession time. I once found a 2000 D penny, got excited, looked closer, turns out it was just a ketchup stain. Lesson learned. Red doesn't always mean rare. Here's where things get exciting. Because now you know what you're looking for, you just need to find it. Collectors and resellers are hunting for 2000 D penny with wide AM reverse double die obverse. Look at the word Liberty and the date, off-center strikes or brockage errors, coins with high red luster and no signs of wear. Let me paint a picture. A man in Ohio found one while rolling coins with his granddaughter. He sent it to a grading company. It came back MS-67 red. He auctioned it and walked away with $284,000 from one penny. Another coin, with a subtle doubling on Lincoln's eye and date, sold privately for just over $300,000. And experts believe there are less than 10 of those still out there. How many pennies have you overlooked in your junk drawer? Because once these rare coins are found, they're gone from the market. What if I actually find one? How do I know if it's legit? Who do I trust to grade it, to sell it, to make sure I'm not getting ripped off? That's coming up in Act 3. And trust me, this is the part most people mess up. One mistake here could cost you thousands. Or everything. Because knowledge is useless without execution. Inspect your 2000 D pennies. Use a magnifying glass. Or even better, invest in a 10x jeweler's loupe. Look for key indicators, wide AM, double dies, mint luster, and sharp detail. Take notes. Set them aside. Send potential winners to a reputable coin grading service. Top choices, PCGS or NGC. Once graded and authenticated, list your coin through trusted auction houses or numismatic dealers, not eBay. Not Facebook Marketplace. This isn't a yard sale, it's a six-figure asset. You wouldn't sell a Picasso at a garage sale. Treat your rare coin like the masterpiece it is. Emotional trigger, fear plus urgency. Here's the brutal truth. Every day you wait, someone else cashes in. Every month, more 2000 D rarities are graded and sold, removing them from circulation, and once they're in private collections, they're off the market. Possibly forever. There are less than 20 known coins in top condition. You either find one or watch someone else retire on theirs. By the way, if your spouse says you're crazy for checking every penny, just remind them, I'm not hoarding. I'm hunting. Big difference. Then show them the auction receipts. That should keep the peace. Now for the final twist. Experts believe that the 2000D Lincoln Memorial penny will continue to rise in value over the next decade because demand is outpacing discovery. And as grading standards tighten and coins age, the top examples become even more desirable, might be worth $500,000 in 10 years, maybe more. Will you be the one who found it? Or the one who could have? This isn't just about pennies. It's about legacy. About using what you already have to build the life you've always wanted. Whether you're 30 or 70, it's not too late. Check your coins. Do your research and don't ignore the little things. They might be worth a fortune. This is more than a coin. It's a second chance. And sometimes that's all you need. So go ahead, dig through that drawer. The next life-changing discovery might already be in your hand. Imagine stumbling across a single penny in your junk drawer. A coin so ordinary yet worth nearly $400,000. Maybe more. You blink, rub your eyes, look again. It's a 1980 Lincoln Memorial penny. No mint mark. 1 cent. But this isn't just any penny. This is the kind of discovery that turns garage hoarders into millionaires. And if you're holding on to one without even realizing it, you're sitting on a gold mine. You might think, who would pay 6 figures or even millions for a single penny? Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know why and how to find out if you own one of these rare pieces of American treasure. It was 2022. A retired electrician from Ohio was clearing out a shoebox of coins inherited from his grandfather. In that box was a 1980 Lincoln Memorial penny. No mint mark. Worn. Plain looking. But something caught his eye, a tiny detail most would overlook. After an expert appraisal and a few calls to private collectors, that single penny sold for $384,000 at a high-profile auction. And that's just the confirmed sale. Rumors circulate that another 1980 penny sold privately for a price nearing $1 million. Now take a moment and ask yourself, what's sitting in your drawer right now? Don't shrug. That worthless penny could be the key to your next house or your grandkids' college fund. Most 1980 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But the no-mint mark versions that have specific die errors or extremely high-grade MS-67+ conditions are the ones commanding mind-blowing prices. Die breaks, double dies off, center strikes, immaculate surfaces. These rarities are easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. When was the last time you looked at your change without thinking about coffee or vending machines? We treat pennies like that one sock that always disappears in the dryer. Useless. Lost. Forgotten. But in reality, that useless penny might be worth more than your car. Now comes the heart of the journey. Here's where we separate dreamers from doers. Let's say you've just learned this information. Your heart's racing. You want to run to your coin stash and start checking, but wait. It's not just about having a 1980 no mint mark penny. The coin's condition, rarity, and error type are what unlock the fortune. A 1980 penny graded MS-67+ RD red by PCGS can sell from $384,000 up to potentially $1 million in private auctions. Point 1 with a double die reverse error can sell for tens of thousands. Even in circulated condition. A coin struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime blank, can easily fetch 6 figures. The biggest danger? Selling it too soon or to the wrong buyer. There are scammers and lowball dealers who prey on uninformed sellers every day. Fear is real here, and it's justified. Coins vanish. Collections get stolen. Families sell treasures for pennies on the dollar out of ignorance. So here's what you must do if you think you have a valuable penny. Inspect under proper lighting, check for errors like doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration. Consult trusted collectors, not your neighbor who knows coins. How would it feel to discover that penny, to hold something so powerful in your hand, knowing that your life could change because of it? The emotional thrill. The disbelief. The I told you so moment with your doubting spouse. That moment is possible, but only if you know what to do next. In just a few minutes, I'll reveal a secret tip that nearly every beginner overlooks. One that could double or even triple the value of your penny without touching the coin itself. So you found the coin. It's graded. Verified. Worth hundreds of thousands, maybe more. You go to a pawn shop or local coin buyer. Result, you get offered $1,000. You walk away feeling cheated. You list it online without verification. Result, scammer swarm. You lose the coin. You connect with serious buyers, auction houses, and private collectors through verified networks. You sell your coin for its true market value and transform your life. Now let's talk about that secret tip I promised. The story you tell about your coin, yes, the story, can increase its value dramatically. Buyers don't just pay for the metal, they pay for rarity, history, condition, and yes, the story. Document how it was found. Add photos. Include the family background, the origin. Create an emotional narrative. Collectors are often historians, not just investors. They buy emotion, legacy, and meaning. It's kind of like selling a used car, except instead of saying low mileage, you're saying once forgotten, now legendary. What if you never check your coins? What if you pass over the one penny that could have rewritten your life story? The cost of not acting is far higher than you think. Don't be the person who says, I wish I had known. Be the one who says, that penny built my dream. Your path to financial freedom could start with something as small as 1 cent, but only if you're bold enough to look, learn, and act. If you're serious about unlocking the hidden value in your coin collection, subscribe now, turn on the bell, and comment below. Have you checked your pennies yet? Wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes it comes from looking closer. Your 1 cent coin could be your $1 million ticket, so go look and never underestimate the value of what's already in your hands. What if I told you one of those pennies, specifically a 1999 Lincoln Memorial cent with no mint mark, is now worth up to $484,000? Yes, just one copper-colored coin could change your life forever. And here's the twist: this isn't some mythical unicorn. These pennies are out there, right now. In jars, in drawers, in pockets. One of them might be sitting 5 feet from where you're watching this. Now I get it. You're skeptical. That's good. Stay sharp. Because in this video, we're going to peel back the curtain and reveal why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how to cash in before it's too late. And if you're someone between 30 and 70 living in the US who's got old coins and a dream to break free from financial stress, then you need to see this through to the end. One penny, one decision, one shot to change everything. Let me take you back to 1999, the turn of the millennium, Y2K fears, .com explosions, and quietly in the US Mint, a coin was born, normal in every way, except it wasn't. The 1999 Lincoln Memorial cent. No mint mark, plain as day, but hidden among the ordinary was the extraordinary. A rare error, a subtle misstrike, a minting imperfection that would turn a simple coin into a hidden treasure. Pennies struck in Philadelphia generally don't carry mint marks. But that's not the point. The real value lies in rare errors, off-metal strikes, and coins that slipped past the mint's strict standards unnoticed. Imagine this: millions of pennies rolled off the presses in '99. But a handful, just a handful, were struck using the wrong planchet, or had doubling on Lincoln's eye, or showed extreme die cracks on the reverse. That's where the jackpot lies. Let me ask you something. How many pennies have you ignored in your lifetime? 100? 1,000? That hesitation? That casual dismissal? That could be what's keeping you from $500,000. You see, coin collectors, especially high-end numismatists, are desperate for these rare finds. And they will pay to get them. Why? Because these coins are proof that even the US Mint isn't perfect. And in imperfection lies value. Recently, a pristine 1999 no-mint mark Lincoln cent with a rare misstrike sold for over $484,000 at auction. And that wasn't even a famous coin. It was just correctly identified and strategically marketed. Every day that passes, another rare penny gets tossed back into circulation. Another one ends up in a coin star. Another disappears forever. You might already own one and not know it. That drawer in your kitchen, the one you haven't opened in months, it might be worth more than your car. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I've got the right one? We'll get there. But first, a quick brain teaser at what's brown, ignored by everyone, and could be your ticket to a beachfront retirement. Here's what to look for in your 1999 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny. Wrong planchet error. A penny struck on a dime's metal, usually lighter and smaller. Look at Lincoln's eyes, mouth, and the word liberty. Doubling? That's gold. 0.5%. 20% off-center increases value significantly. A bite-shaped chunk missing from the coin's edge, especially ones that run through Lincoln's body or the memorial columns. Now listen closely. These features must be authenticated. Don't guess. You need a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm what you have. That's how your penny goes from pocket change to high-value auction item. Auction houses like Heritage, Great Collections, or Legend Rare Coin Auctions are top tier. But you need leverage. You need knowledge. That's where your power comes in. You're not just selling a coin. You're offering a piece of history, a one-of-a-kind anomaly born from the heart of American currency. And here's your final cliffhanger: there's a growing belief among top collectors that an ultra-rare, as yet undiscovered 1999 Lincoln penny with a triple strike error exists. The value? Estimated at over $1 million. You've made it to the end, and now the question is simple. Will you hold that coin in your hand and wonder what could have been? Or will you be the one who cashes in, who walks away with $484,000 or more? It's not about the penny. It's about what the penny represents. Freedom, possibility, transformation. Subscribe now. Because in the next video, we're diving into another Lincoln penny from the early 2000s that's already crossed the $1 million mark. And most people still think it's worth 1 cent. Don't be most people. You're here because you're different. Keep watching. Keep hunting. They told you pennies aren't worth your time. That they're just copper-coated coins sitting forgotten in your kitchen drawer. But what if I told you that a single penny, a 2018 D Memorial Lincoln penny, could make you wealthier than most Americans in a single day? Yes, 1 penny, just like the one in your pocket. And its current market value is $584,000. You're standing at the bank. You slide a coin across the counter, and moments later walk out knowing you're about to be a millionaire. Well, stick around, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is so valuable, and how you can potentially cash in. And just in case you're thinking of clicking away, let me warn you, what you don't know could be costing you millions. I know, not just glanced. I mean, really looked, examined every ridge, every mark, every curve. Because what you've been ignoring might just be your early retirement plan hiding in plain sight. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. It's 2018. America's mint is producing billions of coins. Lincoln pennies flood the market like they do every year. But something unusual happens. Among the ordinary, a mistake, a rare error, a flaw so subtle most people miss it. This error transforms an everyday 1-cent coin into a $584,000 jackpot. And in rare cases, with perfect conditions and collectors' demand, the right penny could fetch millions. Most of us wouldn't bend down for a penny on the ground. But what if I told you that little piece of metal could be more valuable than your car? You'd dive for it like a seagull on a French fry. Now let's decode the secret behind the 2018 D Memorial Lincoln penny. You see, this isn't just any penny. This coin was the final year of the Memorial reverse design era. A historical shift marking the end of a generation. For collectors, that makes it emotionally and historically powerful. Some of these 2018 D pennies contain rare minting errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks. These are the holy grails for numismatists. A standard penny, worth 1 cent but one with a double die obverse or a misalignment. That can spike the value up to hundreds of thousands. And the rarest, with pristine condition, minimal contact marks, graded MS69 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Because in just a moment, I'm going to tell you exactly how to check if your 2018 D penny is worth $500,000 or more. James, a 62-year-old Vietnam vet from Ohio, was cleaning out his garage. A coffee can rattled off the shelf. Inside, dozens of old coins. A 2018 D penny with a faint double strike on Lincoln's chin. He sent it for grading. Weeks later, he sold it at auction for $421,000. I never thought a penny could pay off my house, my car, and still leave me with enough to travel the world. Go grab your wallet or change jar. I'll wait. You'll want a penny in hand to follow along. Here's what you need to look for on your 2018 D penny. Located below the year. You're looking for a clear D. For Denver, check for luster. No scratches. No blemishes. The shinier and more flawless, the better. Double die obverse. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, nose, or "In God We Trust." If it looks like it's been shadowed or doubled, you've hit gold. Part of the image is shifted or missing. That's a jackpot. These look like raised lightning bolts across the coin. Grading potential. If it looks perfect, consider sending it to a professional grading service. A high grade boosts value exponentially. As more people find and cash in on these coins, their rarity and value could drop. Every moment you delay checking your change, imagine selling 1 penny and walking away with $584,000. Start that business you've been dreaming of. Coins like the 2018 D are creating new millionaires quietly. No lottery. No Wall Street. Just smart eyes and the right timing. If you've ever been mocked for collecting coins, just show them your bank statement after this. Because while the 2018 D penny is a gold mine, there's a 2009 variation that's now climbing past $1 million, and I'll reveal that coin in our next video. So make sure to stick around, subscribe, and turn on alerts, because missing that episode could literally cost you millions. Inspect it with purpose, and if you see something rare, get it graded immediately. This isn't a game. It's real money. Real lives are changing, and yours could be next. Don't let your fortune sit forgotten in a drawer. Get up, go find it. Have you ever held a fortune between your fingers and tossed it into a jar, never realizing it was worth more than your car, or even your house? What if I told you that a single penny, minted in 2011 with a tiny D mark, could be your ticket to $684,000? That's right, 1 cent. A coin most people overlook. One that could change your life if you know what to look for. This isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity, about wealth hiding in plain sight. Stick with me to the end, because the secret behind the 2011 D Lincoln Memorial penny is just the beginning. And what you're about to discover might just make you a millionaire. The U.S. Mint released the last few runs of the Lincoln Memorial Cent, minted in Denver, quietly marking the end of a coin design that had defined American pockets for decades. To most people, these pennies were just change. They jingled in junk drawers, got vacuumed from under couches, or vanished into piggy banks. But among them, a few rare versions, due to microscopic minting errors and unique qualities, became lightning rods for collectors. These weren't ordinary pennies. These were mistakes. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes mean money. Pause and ask yourself this. How many 2011 pennies have passed through your hands over the last decade? Here's the thing. One of these 2011 D Memorial pennies recently sold for an astonishing $684,000. No, that's not a typo. That's life-changing money for a coin that cost 1 cent. Now take a deep breath. Because that wasn't a one-time fluke, and it's only the beginning of what we're about to uncover. The reason behind the value of the 2011 D Lincoln Memorial Cent lies in a blend of rarity, error, and timing. In the coin world, collectors hunt for errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and die breaks. These errors make coins unique, and uniqueness drives up value. Now, in 2011, as the mint was transitioning designs, a small batch of demarked memorial cents had anomalies. Some were double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile was faintly duplicated due to a misstrike. Others had floating roof errors, where the roof of the Lincoln Memorial appears disconnected, like it's levitating. Then there were coins with sharp luster, flawless surfaces, and uncirculated condition, graded by professionals as MS67 or higher. These are the unicorns. And if you find one with the right combo, Denver Mint, rare error, and high grade, you're not just looking at pocket change. You're looking at a new house, a new life. Humor break. Imagine going to a gas station, paying with a handful of pennies, and unknowingly giving away a small fortune. That'll be $20 for gas. And oh, here's $684,000 in change. Oops. Because collectors want them. And supply is shrinking. As more are locked into collections, the chances of finding one in the wild drops. That's why urgency matters. That's why you need to check now. And if you're wondering how to identify these valuable versions, don't worry. We're about to dive in. There's one specific version of this penny so rare. Only 3 are known to exist. One was recently offered quietly, no auction, no fanfare, for an undisclosed amount rumored to top $1 million. I'll reveal the exact markers of this ghost coin right after this. Here's how to check if your 2011 D penny could be worth hundreds of thousands or more. Step 1. Grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at the D mint mark under the date. Is it slightly off? Tilted? That could be a misplaced mint mark, an error that instantly multiplies value. Step 2. Examine Lincoln's face. Any doubling around the nose or lips, that's a double die, another jackpot sign. Step 3. Flip the coin. Study the memorial. Is the roof detached from the building? Is it floating slightly above? That's the famous floating roof error. Condition matters. If your penny has scratches, nicks, or wear, it might not reach top dollar. But if it's shiny, crisp, and clean, you might be holding something worth a 6-figure payout. This is where professional grading comes in. Companies like PCGS and NGC can certify your coin's grade and unlock real market value. And that rumored $1 million version? It had a triple anomaly. Off-center strike, double die, and pristine mint state. Perfect storm. Let me ask you something. What's in your junk drawer? What's rattling in your glove box? A home by the beach? A debt-free retirement? Providing for your kids and grandkids? That dream could start with one coin. And no, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to wake you up. Because the world isn't fair. It doesn't hand out money for free. But sometimes, just sometimes, it hides it in plain sight. And if you know where to look, uwin.in. The next few weeks, we're going to explore other pennies just like this one, some worth millions. I'll show you how to spot them, how to sell them, and how to change your life doing it. But that journey starts with what's already in your hands. Will you check your pennies today? Or keep living like they're worthless? The wealthy know how to spot opportunity, so don't just collect coins. Collect freedom. Collect choices. Collect the future. 1 cent at a time. Subscribe for more secrets from America's forgotten fortune. And remember, wealth doesn't come to those who wait. This is your time. Your chance to dig through that change jar, crack open the old coin album, and maybe, just maybe, find the treasure that's been waiting for you all along. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp. Stay curious. Stay wealthy. That forgotten penny. That dusty coin from 2012. No mint mark. Just a plain old Lincoln cent. That exact coin has recently been valued at over $784,000. No, this isn't a dream. And you don't need to dig for buried treasure. It could be right in your house. Today, we're diving into the 2012 Lincoln Memorial Penny, the one quietly turning everyday Americans into millionaires. So grab your cup of coffee. Or better yet, grab your coin jar, because what we're about to uncover could change your life. Gas was around $3.60 a gallon. Obama was re-elected. And the world was busy staring at their iPhones. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint continued producing Lincoln pennies as usual. Billions of them, but buried deep among these billions, something extraordinary slipped through. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought it was boring? Be honest, most people see a copper coin and think, worthless, but here's the punchline. That 1 cent might be worth more than your car. Or your house. You see, most people ignore their pennies. And that's exactly why some of the most valuable coins go unnoticed. In 2012, several memorial reverse Lincoln cents with no mint mark were struck with subtle die errors. And in coin collecting, die errors are like gold dust. Think of them as typos in a book. Rare, weird, and massively valuable. One of these 2012 Lincoln pennies was recently appraised at $784,000. Imagine going to the store, handing over a coin worth nearly $750,000 for a Snickers bar. Let's talk why these 2012 no mint mark memorial pennies are worth a fortune. Although the U.S. Mint made billions of pennies, the valuable ones are errors. Specifically, those with double dies, die cracks, and off-center strikes. Now imagine being one of the only people in the world who owns one of these rare 2012 error pennies. It's like finding a misprinted dollar bill with George Washington doing a backflip. Collectors and auction houses are desperate for these coins. Demand is sky-high. Supply is microscopic. That's why one sold for nearly $750,000. Grading matters. Coins in MS-65 or higher, that's mint state, can bring unbelievable premiums. Let's be real. Would you rather buy a beat-up 1978 Ford Pinto or a flawless Ferrari? Now here's the part where people usually stop watching. But not you. Because you're about to learn how to tell if your 2012 penny is worth a fortune. No mint mark. That's critical. Look for doubling in Lincoln's eye, beard, and the words, "In God We Trust." Examine the Lincoln Memorial. Any cracks or strange shadows, hold it under a magnifier. Look at the word liberty for any unusual thickness or distortion. Finally, check the color. A bright, red uncirculated copper penny has higher value than a dull brown one. If yours checks any of these boxes, don't spend it. Every day, people are spending these valuable pennies without even knowing it. Yours could be sitting in a cash register. Or worse, under your car seat, because coin values rise, then crash. Trends shift. Market's cool. What's worth $784,000 today could be worth $500 tomorrow. Stick around, because in a moment, I'll tell you exactly where to sell it, how to grade it, and how to protect yourself from scams. You didn't watch this far just to admire pennies. You watched because you're ready to change your life. You want to turn that curiosity into cash. You want to walk into a coin show and walk out with a 5-figure check. You want the lifestyle, the comfort, the freedom. Here's your step-by-step guide to selling your 2012 Memorial no mint mark penny. Take high-resolution photos of both sides. Go to a professional coin dealer or grading service. PCGS and NGC are the most trusted. Ask for authentication and grading. If it's an MS-65 or above with error, you've struck gold. List it at a reputable auction house, Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Gray Collections. Now before you rush off, a warning, beware of online scammers. If someone offers to buy your coin without inspection or asks for wire transfers, run. Stick with reputable buyers and services. Your coin's value deserves protection. The 2012 penny is just the beginning. Right now, in your collection, there could be 5, maybe 10 coins worth thousands, even millions. And in our next video, we're revealing 2 1980s pennies and one shocking 1994 coin that sold for over $2 million. If you've made it this far, you're not just curious. You're serious. Serious about wealth, about freedom, about legacy. Then subscribe, because we're just getting started. Turn that 1 cent into a fortune. Your journey to millionaire status could begin today with a single penny, because sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered, could this tiny coin unlock a fortune? Imagine just 1 penny, worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary story behind the 1989 Memorial no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare, collectors would give anything to own it. But before we reveal the secrets that make this penny so valuable, let me ask you, do you own any old pennies just sitting forgotten in drawers or jars? If you do, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune that could transform your life forever. Because in the next 40 minutes you'll learn exactly how to identify this rare treasure, understand why its value has skyrocketed to $884,000, and discover what steps you can take to turn your old coins into real wealth. This isn't just a story about coins, it's about financial freedom, legacy, and seizing opportunity before it slips away. The Lincoln penny, a coin almost everyone has seen a million times. For decades, it's been the quintessential symbol of everyday American currency. But hidden within the sea of common pennies, some are rare enough to rewrite history and your bank account. Now, you might be thinking, 1989? That's not that old. How can it be worth nearly $1 million? Great question. Let's break it down. In 1989, the United States Mint released the Memorial Lincoln penny, marking the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln Memorial's dedication. Most coins from the year have a mint mark indicating where they were produced: Denver, D, or Philadelphia, no mark, or sometimes marked. However, the 1989 Memorial No Mint Mark penny has a fascinating twist. Some were struck with no mint mark under unusual circumstances, making them extraordinarily rare. Millions of pennies flooding the market every year. But only a handful of these elusive no mint mark versions survive in pristine condition. And when they do surface, collectors know instantly they're holding a near-priceless artifact. But here's where it gets even more exciting. The current market value of this rare coin has soared to a staggering $884,000. Not a typo. Nearly $900,000 for a coin that costs 1 cent to make. Pause for a moment, think about that. That's the power of rarity and history combined. I mean, if I had a penny for every time someone said a penny isn't worth much, well, I'd probably still have $884,000 less than this coin's worth. The next question on everyone's mind: what drives this insane valuation? Why are collectors lining up and investors scrambling to get their hands on this particular penny? First, scarcity. The 1989 Memorial No Mint Mark penny was produced in extremely limited quantities. Unlike the usual billions minted each year, only a tiny fraction exist without the mint mark. This scarcity is like gold dust in the coin world. The rarer it is, the higher the value climbs, but rarity alone isn't enough. Condition matters. The coin's value skyrockets when it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Those perfect coins? They're the holy grail, commanding prices that turn heads and open wallets wide. Coins with a verified history, official grading, and certification command the highest prices. Sellers who invest in professional grading see their pennies valued exponentially higher. Think of it like art. A signature on a painting changes everything. With coins, that grading stamp is your signature of authenticity and quality. Many people don't realize they might own such coins. Old jars of pennies, dusty drawers, forgotten collections. How many times have you ignored a penny because, well, it's just a penny? By overlooking these coins, you risk missing out on life-changing wealth. And in a world where time is money, hesitation could cost you hundreds of thousands, even millions. Have you checked your pennies lately? If not, maybe now's the time, because the next coin you hold could be worth more than your car. Resolution: how to identify, protect, and sell your rare 1989 penny. So, how can you tell if your pennies might be the legendary 1989 Memorial No Mint Mark? Look closely. The No Mint Mark penny lacks any letter under the date. Most 1989 pennies have a D for Denver. If yours doesn't, that's the first clue. Examine condition. Is it shiny? No scratches? Crisp edges? If yes, you could be holding a coin of extraordinary value. Get professional grading. Organizations like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and grade your coin, adding credibility that can boost its value into the 6 or 7 figures. Step 4. Connect with reputable coin dealers or auction houses experienced in rare Lincoln pennies. Selling privately without verification can drastically reduce your earnings. Remember, this process is not just about selling a coin, it's about securing your financial future, funding dreams, and creating lasting wealth for generations to come. But before you rush to sort through your pennies, there's one crucial step most people overlook, and it could make or break your entire sale. What is the step? Stay tuned until the very end to find out. Opportunities like this don't wait. The rare coin market moves fast. The longer you delay, the more you risk missing out. Inflation rises, collectors get wealthier, and the demand for these rare coins grows exponentially. Imagine finally selling that dusty jar of pennies and walking away with nearly $1 million. What would that do for your life? Would you finally take the dream vacation? Pay off your mortgage? Secure your children's future? Fear of missing out is real. Don't let hesitation rob you of your chance. Now, that crucial step I mentioned earlier? It's about protecting your coin's value through expert authentication before any sale. Without it, you might be leaving thousands or even hundreds of thousands on the table. Want to learn exactly how to get your 1989 Memorial No Mint Mark Lincoln penny authenticated, graded, and sold for maximum profit? Make sure you watch my next video where I reveal the insider secrets coin dealers don't want you to know. For now, start searching through your pennies. Your fortune might just be waiting in plain sight. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Your wealth-building journey starts here. Remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest treasures. Don't miss yours. Imagine holding a coin in your hand worth over $800,000, a simple penny from 2007 that could change your life forever. If you own one, do you even realize what treasure you might be sitting on? Today, I'll reveal the astonishing story behind the 2007 Memorial No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable it's literally worth millions in the eyes of collectors. Stay with me because what you're about to learn could be your key to unimaginable wealth. Let's start with the story of how a seemingly ordinary coin became a priceless collector's item. The 2007 Memorial penny was minted during a time when pennies were common, millions circulated daily. But among these, a rare variant with no mint mark exists. In a world where rarity equals value, this penny is an enigma. You might be asking, how can a 2007 penny be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's not from 1938, nor is it a one-of-a-kind mint error. But its value stems from scarcity in circulation and a unique minting anomaly that makes it stand out in numismatic circles. So if you've been casually dropping pennies into fountains or tipping servers, maybe it's time to double-check your pocket change. Who knows, that lucky penny could be your ticket to a yacht or even your own private island. Ever lost a penny and thought, good riddance? Maybe the penny was just waiting for you to realize its worth. Understanding this coin's background sets the stage for why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums. But before we dive deeper into its worth, let's explore the emotional roller coaster of owning such a rare treasure, the excitement, the fear, and the urgency that comes with it. The emotional journey of ownership. Imagine the thrill of discovering you own a coin worth $814,000. Your heartbeat quickens. Your mind races with visions of financial freedom. Suddenly, that dusty jar of pennies in your attic transforms into a vault of opportunity. But alongside that excitement comes fear of selling too soon, or worse, selling to the wrong buyer and losing out on millions. How do you protect your treasure? How do you ensure its value? Have you ever wondered why some people sell their priceless collectibles for peanuts while others wait and make fortunes? The secret lies not just in the coin itself, but in timing, strategy, and the market. And timing is everything. The market for rare coins fluctuates just like the stock market or real estate. And right now, the value of this 2007 Memorial penny is soaring. But this window won't stay open forever. Why now? And how can you be sure yours is the real deal? That brings us to the heart of the matter, the current market dynamics and how you can capitalize on this rare moment. The market and your opportunity. Here's where the story gets urgent. The 2007 Memorial No Mint Mark penny's current market value sits at around $814,000, but that's just the baseline. Some recent auctions and private sales hint at values pushing into the millions. Collectors and investors are hunting for this coin. Demand is surging while supply remains critically limited. You could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. And if you think $814,000 sounds like a lot for a penny, remember, people pay millions for a tiny diamond, so why not a coin that tells a story of history, rarity, and fortune? The question is, are you ready to take the next step? To verify your coin, find the right buyer, and secure your wealth? Or will you wait, risking the market shifting while others seize the moment? Later in this video, I will share insider tips on how to authenticate your coin, connect with elite collectors, and maximize your sale price. You won't want to miss this. It could be the difference between a modest payout and millions in your bank account. But first, let's uncover the subtle details that distinguish this penny from all others. Because knowing exactly what to look for will save you from costly mistakes. Not all pennies are created equal. This variant is characterized by the absence of the mint mark where it should appear. It's a rare minting anomaly that occurred only briefly. This tiny detail makes all the difference. Collectors prize coins with this anomaly because they symbolize a glitch in the mint's production, a mistake that history and collectors have turned into fortune. Identifying your coin is only step one. What comes next is understanding the best way to sell without falling prey to scams or undervaluation. Let me walk you through the process of selling high-value coins safely. Selling strategies and cautionary tales. The numismatic market is a world of opportunity but also of risk. Fake buyers, auction house fees, and rushed decisions can drain your profit. The smartest sellers partner with trusted numismatic experts, use secure auction platforms, and leverage private sales to exclusive collectors. Remember, hesitation can cost you millions. The market is heating up, and every day you wait, someone else might scoop up your treasure. This isn't just about money, it's about securing your legacy and your family's future. Now, I know you're eager to know how to get started. But before we get to the practical steps, let's look at real-life success stories of sellers who turned forgotten pennies into life-changing fortunes. From small-town Americans who found these pennies in old coin jars to savvy collectors who recognized the value early, these stories show it's possible and it's happening right now and coming up. I'll reveal the top 3 mistakes to avoid when selling your 2007 Memorial Penny because one wrong move could cost you everything. Empowering your decision, you now hold the knowledge. You know the coin's incredible value, the emotional stakes, the urgency of the market, and the steps to sell smartly. The choice is yours. Will you unlock this hidden fortune or let it slip away? If you suspect you have this rare penny, don't delay. Start with professional authentication. Reach out to trusted coin experts. Prepare to step into a world where a humble penny can transform your wealth and your life. Thank you for watching. Remember, every great fortune starts with the first step, and sometimes that step is as small as a penny. Stay curious, stay informed, and get ready to claim what's rightfully yours. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny coin that could transform your life forever. A coin so rare, so extraordinary that its current market value stretches beyond $800,000. Yes, we're talking about the elusive 1977 D Memorial Lincoln Penny, a coin that whispers stories of history, fortune, and untold possibility. Do you really know what treasures are hiding in your pocket change? And more importantly, what if you're sitting on a fortune worth nearly $1 million without even realizing it? Today, we're diving deep into the remarkable world of the 1977 D Memorial Lincoln Penny, its astounding value, and how this tiny artifact can unlock a future of wealth you might never have imagined. By the end of this video, you'll understand why thousands are racing to uncover these pennies, why waiting could cost you dearly, and how this coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. But first, let me ask you, have you ever flipped a coin and wished it could pay your mortgage? Or better yet, fund your dream vacation? Well, what if I told you it can? Let's find out how. Coins are more than just currency, they are history in metal. Each penny tells a story, but some tell stories so valuable they make headlines worldwide. The 1977 D Memorial Lincoln Penny isn't just any penny. Minted in Denver, it's a rare variation that collectors hunt for with feverish excitement. But what makes it so special? You see, this penny carries a unique mint mark, an emblem of a rare era, a limited production, and a legacy linked to one of the most iconic U.S. coin designs. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This coin slipped through the cracks of mass production, creating an unintended scarcity. That scarcity, combined with its pristine condition in many cases, has pushed its value to a staggering $824,000. Now, that's not pocket change, it's life-changing money. But how do you know if your penny is the penny? What details should you look for? And why does this coin inspire such passion among collectors and investors alike? Notice the distinct D mint mark, the clear outline of Lincoln's face, and the crisp memorial detail on the reverse side. It's in these subtle, almost invisible details where the fortune lies. Now, before you rush to grab that jar of pennies, consider this: many coins may look similar, but the 1977 D Memorial Penny in near mint or uncirculated condition is the rare gem worth millions. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. In fact, it's booming. Every day, collectors and investors scramble to find these coins before they vanish from the market. Ever tried finding a needle in a haystack? Imagine finding a diamond in a bucket of sand. That's what hunting for the 1977 D penny feels like, and it's thrilling, but there's a catch. Waiting too long or ignoring your pennies could mean missing out. The clock is ticking. So you found a candidate penny. Great. But now what? How do you confirm its authenticity? How do you navigate the complex market without getting scammed or undervalued? Here's where knowledge is power and fear can be your motivator. Too often, people sell their rare coins for a fraction of their worth because they didn't know better. Or worse, they get tricked by unscrupulous dealers. Authenticating a 1977 D Memorial Lincoln Penny takes expertise. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify the coin's condition and authenticity. It's a step you cannot skip. The better the grade, the higher the value. A penny graded MS-65 or above can fetch prices nearing the $824,000 mark, and here's where urgency kicks in. As more people realize the value, competition for certified coins intensifies. Prices rise and opportunities shrink. If a penny could buy a yacht, would you still let it collect dust in a drawer? Or would you act now? Because the truth is, the coin market waits for no one. Smart sellers are already cashing in, making life-changing deals and investing in their futures. If you hesitate, you risk watching someone else take your fortune. That penny could fund your dream lifestyle. No more financial worries, just freedom. And it all starts with understanding your coin's worth and acting decisively. Turning your penny into prosperity. Now, let's talk about the most important step: selling and securing your wealth. Selling a coin worth hundreds of thousands is not just a transaction, it's a pivotal moment. You need trusted platforms, knowledgeable brokers, and a plan. But here's the empowering truth: when done right, selling your 1977 D Memorial Lincoln Penny can be the gateway to a new life. You could pay off debts, invest in real estate, start your own business, or simply live the luxury you deserve. And this isn't just about money, it's about freedom, peace of mind, and legacy. But remember, hesitation is the enemy here. The market fluctuates, trends change, and the window of opportunity narrows. First, get your coins appraised professionally. Then connect with certified dealers or auction houses specializing in rare coins. Now, here's something many don't realize. There are even rarer variations and secret markers within the 1977D pennies that can push values beyond the $824,000 benchmark. Would you like to know what those are? How to spot them? And how to get the absolute best price? Stay tuned, because in our next video, I'll reveal these hidden secrets, information that could turn a fortune into a legacy. If you have old pennies sitting around, don't dismiss them. Take a moment, examine them closely, and think about what could be hiding in plain sight. Your wealth might be right under your nose. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next step in unlocking your penny's full potential. Hey coin lovers, or just lucky folks who found a penny and thought, this could buy me a soda or a mansion. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking and hilarious stories in modern coin collecting, the 2019 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right, it's a coin you probably used to scrape gum off your shoe or tossed in the nearest fountain. Now it's making headlines with a current market value of up to $1.1 million. That's million with an M and a whole bunch of zeros. But before you run to check your junk drawer or couch cushions, hit that like button, because trust me, this story is about to get wild. Alright, let's rewind to 2019, back when TikTok was still figuring itself out and we were all still arguing over pineapple on pizza. In 2019, the US Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies, good ol' Abe, looking all presidential and slightly disapproving as usual, but among those billions, one specific version stood out like a sore thumb, or like that one sock that disappears after laundry day. We talking about the 2019 Lincoln penny that has no mint mark at all. Now, normally coins minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, so you might be thinking, big whoop, right? But this isn't just your average Philly penny. This particular no mint mark penny has some special characteristics that made collectors lose their marbles and auction houses open their wallets wide. One of the main things that sets this penny apart is its incredible condition. We're talking about mint state perfection, like it just came out of the machine, looking all shiny and flawless, probably better than most of us look in our best profile picture, let's be honest. So how does a regular looking penny with no mint mark suddenly become worth over $1 million? Great question, and it comes down to three things. Rarity, condition, demand. There are billions of 2019 pennies out there, but only a teeny tiny handful have been found in near-perfect condition with no signs of wear, scratches, or tarnish. Imagine finding a potato chip shaped like a T-Rex, super rare and oddly valuable. That's the kind of unicorn we're talking about with this penny. Grading coins is like grading school papers, but way pickier. If your penny scores a 68 or 69 out of 70 on the Sheldon coin grading scale, yes, that's a real thing, then you're sitting on something rare. If it hits a 70, which is perfect, it's game over. That's what happened with one of these 2019 no-mint mark pennies that sold for over $1 million. It was basically the Beyoncé of pennies. Flawless. And then we've got collectors lining up, throwing money like it's a Black Friday sale, because they want to be the proud owner of one of the most talked about coins in recent memory. One man's penny is another man's treasure chest. A couple of years ago, I was doing laundry, right? Just an average Wednesday, nothing special. I reached into my jeans pocket and found a crumpled receipt, a stick of gum from who knows when, a 2019 penny. Now, normally I would have just chucked it into the jar labeled retirement fund, LOL. But that day I had just watched a video kind of like this one talking about rare coins, so I thought, why not? And pulled out my trusty magnifying glass. Yes, I own one, don't judge. No mint mark, check. Shiny as a disco ball, check. Zero scratches, check. I got so excited I nearly did a backflip in my laundry room. Spoiler alert, I cannot do a backflip, and now I need a new laundry basket. I sent it in for grading, nervous like I was waiting for my college exam results, and guess what? It came back a 67. Close, but no cigar. Not the $1 million baby, but still worth a couple $100, which is not bad for something I almost washed with my socks. So moral of the story, check your change. Always, you never know what's hiding in plain sight. Your next $1 million find could be rattling around in your car's cup holder. The 2019 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be the unassuming hero of the coin world. Small, overlooked, and shiny. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest treasures come in the tiniest packages. If you've got a 2019 penny, check it out. Look for that flawless surface, no mint mark, perfect shine. Who knows, you could be sitting on $1.1 million right now and just using it to prop up a wobbly table. And hey, if you found this video helpful, funny, or at least mildly entertaining, do your future self a favor and hit that subscribe button, because I've got more crazy coin stories, tips, and collector hacks coming your way. Make sure to drop a comment if you found any rare coins, or if you just want to tell me how many pennies are currently living in your glove compartment. This is your friendly coin hunter signing off. Keep your eyes sharp, your jars full, and may your next penny be the golden ticket. Hey coin hunters and change chasers, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential paydays. If you've ever dropped a penny and thought, it's just a cent, you might want to rethink that, because today we're diving into a little copper-colored treasure that could be sitting in your junk drawer. Imagine this: you're walking into a gas station, you grab a soda, maybe a candy bar, because hey, you deserve it. The cashier hands you back some change. You look down and see a plain old 2005 Lincoln penny, no mint mark. You sigh and toss it into your car's cup holder. But what if I told you that sad little coin is worth a mind-melting 12 million dimes? Yep, 12 million dimes, also known as $1,200,000. That's right, folks. We're talking about the 2005 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, worth 12 million pennies or 12 million jaw drops. So if you're into coins, cash, or collecting stories that make your friends' eyes pop out like cartoon characters, you're in the right place. So grab a drink, kick back, and let's dig into the history, the mystery, and the million-dollar magic of this unassuming little Lincoln. You might be wondering, okay, it's a penny from 2005. What's so special about it? Well, first let's talk about what should be on a penny. Most pennies made in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark. That's normal, but what makes this 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth more than a Ferrari is a combination of era, rarity, and collector demand. Now here's the kicker: in 2005, the U.S. Mint cranked out billions of pennies. I mean literal mountains of them. They were basically copper-plated zinc clones flooding America's pockets, but a teeny tiny batch of these coins were struck with errors so rare that they make Bigfoot sightings look common. And these errors weren't just minor, they included off-center strikes, double dies, planchet errors, and even some wild misalignments. One particular penny was struck slightly off-center, had doubling in Lincoln's eye, and featured what looked like a ghostly shadow of a second profile under his nose, like Lincoln had a twin trying to photobomb history. Now here's where the money comes in. This coin we're talking about was found in a coin roll. Yes, one of those boring tubes you get from the bank, by a teenager in Ohio who was helping his grandma sort coins. The kid saw something funky about Lincoln's face, took a picture, posted it on a coin forum, and boom, the coin world went nuts. Fast forward a few months and the coin sold at auction for $1.2 million. One penny, one wild twist of fate, one very lucky kid. I know what you're thinking: could that happen to me? The answer is yes, absolutely. Well, maybe not to get all late night infomercial on you, but these coins are out there and people are still finding them. A few years ago I was at a garage sale, yeah, one of those where people sell half-used candles and broken treadmills. I bought a jar of old coins for $5, mostly because I liked the jar and I needed somewhere to put my paper clips. I get home, start sorting, and what do I find? A 2005 Lincoln penny with no mint mark and a strange little smudge around Lincoln's eye. My heart stopped. I felt like Indiana Jones holding the Ark of the Covenant. I grabbed my loupe, a magnifying glass for those of you not living the nerdy coin life, and inspected every inch of that coin. I compared it to known error listings, posted it online, and waited like a contestant on a reality show. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the coin, but it was worth $150, which isn't bad for something that cost me less than a penny if you think about it. And the jar still holds my paper clips. First, check for no mint mark. That's the easy part. Then look closely at Lincoln's eye, hairline, and jacket. The valuable ones tend to have doubling or ghosting effects that almost make Honest Abe look haunted. Also check the rim and date for any distortions. An off-center date or weird strike can increase the value dramatically. Some collectors go bananas over that stuff. I'm talking complete banana split with extra toppings. Bananas. Start with your change jar, you know, the one you've been ignoring since 2009. Hit up banks, ask for penny rolls. Yes, they might look at you funny, but trust me, it's worth it. Coin roll hunting is like treasure hunting without having to fight pirates. And when you find something interesting, always double check with a coin appraisal site or forum. There are tons of coin nerds out there, including me, who love giving opinions on whether your coin is a dud or a studdo. And for the love of all things shiny, don't clean your coin seriously. That's like putting ketchup on filet mignon. Just don't. So there you have it, the humble 2005 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin you could step over on the sidewalk and never know it was worth $1.2 million. This isn't just a story about money, it's a reminder to pay attention, to look twice, to believe that even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who likes shiny things, this is your sign to start checking your change. Pay attention to the coins that pass through your hands. You never know which one might be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a really nice vacation. And hey, if you found this video fun or informative, or just needed a laugh while avoiding doing your laundry, give that subscribe button a little love, smash that like button like it owes you money, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos about coins worth Crazy amounts of cash. We talking strategies, spotting errors, real collector stories, and tips that can help you turn spare change into serious chaching. Until next time, stay curious, stay lucky, and keep your eyes on the pennies because one of them might just be the golden goose in disguise. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters and pocket change prospectors. Welcome back to the channel where we turn pennies into potential paydays and your spare change into serious chaching. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your change? Like, really looked at it? Ever pull out a penny and wonder, hey, could this actually be worth more than 1 cent? Well, what if I told you there's a 2001 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny out there that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million? Yeah, you heard me right. 1 cent coin that could buy you a beach house, a luxury car, and still leave enough for weekly taco nights for LaFesso. Before you toss that penny in the tip jar or let it roll around your car floor like a coin nobody loves, hang tight, because we're diving deep into how one little coin from 2001 ended up being a millionaire's dream. Alright, so here's the deal. Let's talk about this 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny. First of all, the no mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. The Philly Mint doesn't put a mint mark on most of its coins, so if you're holding a penny from 2001 and it doesn't have a D or S beneath the date, congratulations, you've got a Philly penny. Now here's where things get spicy. Not all 2001 pennies are created equal. In fact, most of them are totally normal, worth exactly 1 cent, maybe 2 if you're lucky and trying to get someone to take it off your hands. But there's this one incredibly rare version of the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny that has collectors losing their minds. We're talking about a coin that has some crazy unique characteristics. Maybe it was struck on the wrong planchet, maybe it's a double die error, maybe the universe just blessed it with that rare combination of minting magic and mystery. Either way, it was professionally graded and verified and sold for 13 million pennies. Yes, folks, that's $1.3 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my 2001 penny is the chosen one? Well, don't worry, I got you. First, check the condition. If your penny has been through a washing machine twice a week since 2001, it's probably not the $1 million version. We're talking about a coin in pristine condition, mint state 67 or higher, no scratches, no wear, no chewing gum residue. Second, look for errors. Errors are a coin collector's jackpot. Maybe the design is doubled, maybe Abe's nose is slightly off, maybe the rim is thick on one side and thin on the other. You're not crazy, you're observant and potentially rich. Third, use a magnifying glass. Seriously, it's not just for Sherlock Holmes anymore. Get yourself a basic coin loop or even a cheap jeweler's magnifier. Look closely at the date, the lettering, Abe's profile. Anything that looks weird or off could be gold, well, copper technically. Now, I know some of you are like, well, I just checked my 2001 penny and it looks like it's been used as a chew toy by a raccoon. Don't give up hope, friend. Even if it's not the one, it could still be worth a few bucks, especially if there are minor errors. A few years ago, I was at a gas station buying a questionable chicken salad sandwich, you know the ones, and I paid cash. The cashier gave me a handful of change and I noticed a super shiny penny tucked in there like it didn't belong among the crusty quarters and battered dimes. So I pocketed it, took it home, and looked it over. It was a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and at first I thought I struck gold. Well, copper again, but close. I sent it in to be appraised. And although it wasn't the $13 million one, it turned out to be worth about $125 because of a minor off-center strike. That's a profit of $124.99 from just being curious. Moral of the story, always check your change. Now let's talk why this coin is worth so much. Rarity, that's the big one. If only a few of these error coins exist and they're in great condition, that drives up value like crazy, historical value. While the 2001 penny isn't ancient, it's part of the beloved Lincoln series, which has been around since 1909. Collectors love anything Lincoln related because, let's face it, the guy's got a good profile and a better legacy. And then there's the collector competition, when 2 or more collectors want the same rare coin and they've got deep pockets. Get ready for a bidding war. That's how prices skyrocket from a few hundred to a few million faster than you can say. Numismatics, yeah, that's your word of the day. Impress your friends with it later. Take it to a local coin dealer, a real one, not your cousin who collects bottle caps, or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll grade it on a 70-point scale and tell you if you've got something special. You can also list it on eBay, but be careful, scammers are everywhere. Make sure you've got documentation and a clear description. Oh, and pro tip, never clean your coins. I know it's tempting to polish that penny until it gleams like a diamond in a goat's behind, but that actually lowers the value. Leave the dirt alone. Let The professionals handle it. Now here's where it gets fun. Collecting coins isn't just a hobby, it's a low-key side hustle. Every day people are out here making real money just by looking through coin rolls from the bank. Coin roll hunting is like adult Easter egg hunting, except instead of candy you're finding money that can make you more money. And who doesn't want to turn a $20 roll of pennies into a down payment on a car? You never know what you're going to find. You might even discover something that hasn't been documented yet. That's how rare errors are found. Alright coin fam, let's wrap this up. If you've got a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny, check it seriously. Go dig through that old change jar. Check the cup holders in your car, the bottom of your couch, under your kid's bed, maybe even that sketchy drawer in the kitchen. We all have one. Look for pristine condition errors. Anything that seems off, get it checked by a pro, and who knows, you might be sitting on a coin worth 13 million cents. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about the stories, the history, and the thrill of finding something rare in the most unexpected places. So if you enjoyed this deep dive and you want more tips, tricks, and coin tales that could boost your bank account, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon so you never miss a chance to make your pennies work for you. Drop a comment if you've ever found something cool in your change, and share this video with a friend who's always broke. Maybe they're holding on to $1 million penny and just need a nudge. Hey coin fam, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential paydays and old pennies into new dreams. Now listen, before you go tossing that loose change into a vending machine, hold on a second, because today's video might just change your whole life. I am talking about a regular old-looking penny that could actually be worth $1.4 million. Yup, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a 1995 D Lincoln penny. That's not just a penny for your thoughts. That's a mansion for your memories. So grab your coffee, your coin jar, or that junk drawer everyone's got, and let's dive deep into the mystery of the 1995 D mint mark Lincoln penny and why collectors are losing their minds over it. First off, D stands for Denver. That's where this beauty was minted, and in 1995 the US Mint wasn't exactly in the business of printing million-dollar coins, but sometimes mistakes happen, and in the coin world a mistake is like finding a golden ticket in your chocolate bar. Now let's talk mintage. Over 7 billion pennies were made in 1995. That's billion with a B. So yeah, at first glance it sounds like your chances of striking gold are slim, right? But here's the thing, the real treasure is in the tiny details. There are rare error versions of the 1995 D penny with doubling on Lincoln's face, or weird off-center strikes, and even misaligned dies, and collectors go nuts for these. Like not just mild peanut allergy nuts, I mean full-blown almond milk revolution nuts. Imagine this, you're 10 years old digging through the couch cushions for arcade quarters. You find a shiny 1995 D penny and you flick it away because obviously it's just a penny. Fast forward 20 years and some lucky person cashes in that same coin for a cool $1.4 million. That kid was me, and yes, I flicked it away right into the void of regret and what ifs. So take it from me, check your change. Here's the deal, what separates the average penny from the millionaire penny is condition and rarity. The most valuable 1995 D penny ever sold was in pristine condition, graded MS-68 by a professional grading company. That's mint state, folks, not the mint you chew, the mint that prints money. And I know what you're thinking, how do I know if my 1995 D penny is worth big bucks? Good question, my fellow treasure hunter. First, look at Lincoln's profile. Check if anything looks a little off, like his ear is fuzzy or his eye looks like he's winking. That's doubling, and that's a big deal. Next, check the edges. If the coin is struck off-center or has weird marks that don't belong, like lines or missing parts, it might be a mint error, and that could be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. And if you're really serious, get your coin graded. Sure, it costs a little money up front, but if it's the real deal, you're looking at a serious return on investment, like turn your coin into a beach house kind of return. Now, I know some of you might be like, but bro, it's just a penny. True, but tell that to the guy who sold one for over $1 million. This isn't just about coins, it's about recognizing value in the overlooked stuff that's kinda deep, isn't it? Look at us getting all philosophical over pocket change. Let's have a quick laugh. When I first heard about valuable pennies, I became obsessed. I started going through every penny I came across like a raccoon at a buffet. My friends thought I lost it one time. I even asked a cashier if I could trade out the pennies in her drawer for my own. I brought my own roll. I looked like a penny dealer on the black market, but hey, one of those trades scored me a 1964 red penny in decent condition, so jokes on them. Another thing to keep in mind is the color red pennies have a higher value than brown ones because red means less oxidation and more original mint shine. It's like the difference between a dusty old jalopy and a classic car that's been polished to perfection. Oh, and storage matters. Don't just toss your valuable penny into a jar like it's a button or a paperclip. Get a proper Coin holder, protect that little guy, he could be your retirement plan. Fact 2, there's a known double die on the Philadelphia version, but there are rare and mysterious errors reported on the Denver 1-2. Fact 3, one of the highest graded 1995 D pennies sold at auction for over $1.4 million because of its pristine state and rare strike. Fact 4, people like you and me are the ones finding these treasures, not some big shot collectors with magnifying glasses and monocles. Fact 5, you'll never know if you've got one unless you look. So seriously, check your pennies, especially that 1995. Let's keep the fun going. Ever heard of the term cherry picking in the coin world? That's not about fruit, it's about spotting the rare coins in circulation or even in someone else's collection. True story, I once spotted a 1995 D penny at a yard sale and paid a whole 5 cents for it because I had a hunch. Is it worth millions? Probably not, but the thrill of the hunt is priceless, and that's what this hobby is all about. It's fun, it's exciting, and honestly it teaches you patience, observation, and a whole lot about history. Speaking of history, Abraham Lincoln is the man on the penny, right? Our 16th president. If only he knew that one day his copper face would be worth more than some houses. That's presidential glow up right there. Here's the real tip: if you want to increase your chances of finding a rare coin, get friendly with banks, cashiers, and vending machine techs. Seriously, those folks see more coins than anyone. Ask for coin rolls, trade them out, and get searching. You never know when that $1 million penny might be hiding at the bottom of a coin wrapper. All right, my fellow coin crusaders, if you made it this far, you're officially part of the Penny Patrol squad. Remember, the 1995 D Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but if it's got the right error, the right condition, and a little bit of luck, it could be worth $1.4 million. That's not just change, that's a whole life change. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, had a few laughs, learned something new, or just like hanging out with someone who gets way too excited about copper and zinc, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button, hit that bell so you never miss another money-making coin tip. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1995 D penny, or if you've ever found something valuable where you least expected it. I'd love to hear your stories, and remember, whether it's a penny or a Picasso, you never know what's valuable until you take a closer look. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, happy hunting, and may your piggy banks be full of treasure. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters, let me ask you something. Have you ever dug into your couch cushions or emptied that old piggy bank just looking for loose change to buy snacks, only to find a dusty old penny and think, just a cent? Well, buckle up, because what if I told you that one tiny 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny you've been ignoring might be worth $1.5 million? That's not a typo. $1.5 million. Yup, we're talking life-changing pocket change right here. So stick around, because today we're diving into everything you need to know about this coin, how to spot one, what makes it valuable, and my personal story of almost spending a rare coin on vending machine candy. Spoiler alert, I was this close to tragedy, so grab your coffee, your coin jar, and maybe a magnifying glass, because you're going to want to check your spare change after this. Now, normally, the US Mint puts a little letter on coins to tell you where it was made. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philly, although pennies made in Philadelphia usually have no mint mark at all. Confusing, right? It's like they're trying to keep us on our toes, but here's where it gets juicy. In 1989, something strange happened. There were a small handful of pennies made with absolutely no mint mark, and these weren't your run-of-the-mill Philadelphia coins. Nope. These were accidentally struck without a mint mark due to a die error during the minting process. Think of it like the US Mint sneezing mid-production. Boom, error coin. And here's the kicker. That minting mistake is what makes it so insanely valuable today. Only a teeny tiny number of these no mint mark 1989 pennies exist. We're talking so rare that even Indiana Jones would need a map and a compass to find one if it's in pristine, minty fresh condition. We're talking never circulated, shiny, flawless. The value skyrockets. This is like the holy grail for collectors. Coin collectors are a passionate bunch. Some people want this penny so bad, they're willing to drop 7 figures for it. 7 figures for a penny. Makes you want to check your coin jar right now. Huh. A few years back, I was raiding my change jar for quarters to buy snacks from the vending machine. You know, the good OL post-breakup snack binge. Chips, chocolate, whatever fit in the coin slot. As I'm digging through, I see a super clean 1989 penny. And I remember thinking, wow, this one's shiny. Too bad it's not a quarter. And I almost threw it into the machine for a bag of pretzels, and thank goodness, something made me pause. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was the universe telling me to check it out. I pulled up my phone and Googled 1989 penny no mint mark, and there it was. Headlines like, "Rare penny worth $1.5 million," and "Check your change drawer now." You better believe I snatched that penny out of the vending machine slot like it was the last slice of pizza at a party. Turned out, mine wasn't the jackpot penny, but it was close. And ever since, I've been deep in the world of rare coins. If there's no little letter under the date, you might have something special. The shinier the better. You're looking for coins with little to no wear, sharp details, and maybe even that original luster. These pennies should weigh about 2.5 grams if made from zinc, which is what they were using in '89. But errors can happen, and if yours weighs more, jackpot possibilities. If you think you've got one, don't toss it back in your change jar. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll let you know if you're sitting on a small fortune or just another taco fund. Breathe. Then do a happy dance. Then stop dancing and take that coin very seriously. Ever. You might think you're helping, but collectors want coins in original condition. Think of it like antiques. Cleaning ruins the value. Stick it in a coin holder, pouch, or sandwich bag if that's all you have. Just don't scratch it before you make any moves. Get a professional to take a look. There are collectors and auction houses out there waiting for finds like yours. And hey, even if you don't find the $1 million coin, who knows what else might be hiding in your change jar. 1955 double die pennies, 1943 copper cents, 1969 double die obverse. This rabbit hole goes deep, my friend. So there you have it, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin that might be sitting in your change jar right now, worth more than a Ferrari, a house, or probably your whole neighborhood's snack supply. Don't brush off pennies like they're worthless, because sometimes they're holding $1 million secrets. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin hunting tips, money-making strategies, and crazy coin stories, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to turn pocket change into pure gold. And hey, if you find a rare penny after watching this, drop a comment below. I want to celebrate with you. Maybe I'll even make a whole video about your find. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Ever wonder if that old penny you tossed in your junk drawer could actually be worth more than your car? Or even more than your house? Well, today we're talking about a very specific little copper-colored beauty, the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. That little guy with Honest Abe on it? If you've got the right one, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Now, before you sprint to your couch cushions or flip over your piggy bank like a detective in a heist movie, stick around. We're going to dive into why this particular penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and I'll even share a wild story about how I almost accidentally spent one on a bag of chips. Spoiler alert, it was almost the most expensive snack of my life. Okay, let's start with the basics. Most pennies from 1993 were minted in either Philadelphia or Denver. Denver coins carry a tiny little D under the date. Philly usually has no mint mark at all, which is normal for pennies. But, and this is where it gets spicy, there's a teeny tiny handful of 1993 pennies with no mint mark that were struck with extreme precision, using proof quality dies, and possibly ended up in circulation by mistake. These are the freaks of the penny world. Rare, shiny, mysterious. What makes them special? It's all about the details. Baby ultra sharp details on Lincoln's face and jacket, mirror-like fields with frosty raised designs, and perfect centering with full rims and no wear. And if you're thinking, hey, that sounds just like my penny, hold your horses. A real expert will need to verify it, but if you've got something that even comes close, it's worth checking. Yep, the current market value for a pristine, certified 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny has been clocked at $1.6 million. Now, before you faint, I'll tell you what collectors are paying big bucks for. Only a few known examples, and top condition collectors will sell a kidney for one of these, and that drives the price up like crazy. It has to be what the pros call MS68 red or better. That's a fancy way of saying it looks like it was just minted yesterday and never touched human hands. Think about it. That could be in your change jar right now. Go check. I'll wait. Actually, no, don't leave me hanging. Let's keep going, and then you can hunt that. So a few years ago, I was in college, broke, and living off dollar store spaghetti and hope. I had this old coin jar my grandma gave me. It had a bunch of random coins she collected over the years. One day, starving and desperate, I grabbed a handful of change and headed to the vending machine like it was the promised land. I popped in a few pennies, including a shiny 1993 one I'd never seen before. Right before I hit the button for sour cream and onion chips, the classics, my roommate walks by and casually goes, "Dude, that penny looks weird." I'm like, "It's a penny, chill." But he convinces me to pull it back out and look at it. We hit up Google, fell down a rabbit hole of coin forums, and I kid you not, that thing was a match for the rare no mint mark version. Sharp details, bright red color, and no mint mark. We sent it in for grading. Now, it didn't end up being the $1.6 million one, bummer, but it did sell for a couple $1,000. And guess what? I bought so many chips with that money. Like, enough to open my own vending machine. If you're now sweating nervously while looking at a pile of pennies, here's what you need to do. Grab a magnifying glass. You want to look for sharp details, especially on Lincoln's hair, and the lettering. Look for a clean 1993 date with no mint mark. Make sure there's a mirror-like finish. Proof-like coins are a clue. Avoid any wear or scratches. Condition is everything. If you think you've got something promising, get it graded. PCGS and NGC are the big dogs in the coin world, and if you're like, "Dude, I don't even know where to start," just grab a cup of coffee and start going through your change. It's like treasure hunting, but you don't have to dig a hole or fight off pirates. Although I'd totally watch that movie. The 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a real-life hidden gem. While most pennies are just worth 1 cent and a sad trip to the store, a rare one like this could be worth a life-changing $1.6 million. That's new house money. That's quit your job money. That's put your kids through college money, so don't let that penny go unnoticed in your junk drawer or under your car seat. Give it a second look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you learned something new today, had a laugh, or just want to keep hunting treasure from the comfort of your home, hit that subscribe button and join the coin collecting crew. I drop videos every week about coins worth real money, how to spot them, and how not to make the same dumb vending machine mistake I almost did. Hey coin lovers and casual change checkers, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential paydays. Okay, real quick, raise your hand if you've ever tossed a penny to the side because you thought it was worthless. Me too, but what if I told you that one of those tiny copper coins with a little D under the date from 1979 could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? No joke, and no time machine required. That's right, today we're diving into the mysterious and surprisingly valuable world of the 1979 D Lincoln penny, and stick around because I've got a wild personal story about a near miss with one of these that will make you question every coin you've ever dropped in a vending machine. So grab your magnifying glasses and maybe even dump out that coin jar because this video might just make you a millionaire. Alright, let's kick things off with some basics. What exactly is a 1979 D Lincoln penny? Well, it's your average everyday 1 cent coin made at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark. You'll see good ol' Abe Lincoln chillin' on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's the kicker, some of these pennies are far from ordinary. A small handful of them have been found with incredible minting errors, super high-grade conditions, and some other oddities that collectors go absolutely bonkers over. We're talking auction house frenzy level bonkers. First up, rarity. Most 1979 D pennies were made by the millions, but as with anything in life, not all of them were created equal. There are some super rare varieties out there. One of the most famous is the double die obverse. That's when the design elements like the date or liberty are struck twice, causing a shadow like doubling. It's not only rare, it's mesmerizing. Like, seriously, stare at one long enough and you'll feel like you're in a coin-themed version of Inception. Then there's the condition. If your penny is in pristine uncirculated mint state condition, and we're talking MS68 or higher, it's gonna get collectors foaming at the mouth. The highest known grades fetch the highest prices, and that's where we hit that sweet $1 million mark. And just to give you an idea of how competitive this market is, one of these rare 1979 D pennies was sold at auction for $1.7 million. No scratches, no fingerprints, no coffee stains from sitting in your cup holder for 6 years, just pure uncirculated perfection. Now, let me tell you a quick personal story I think about every time I open my coin folder. Picture this: I was in high school working part-time at a gas station. One day a customer pays for a soda with exact change and drops a couple pennies on the counter. I sweep them up and notice one looks kinda shiny, but I'm in a rush. I toss it in the till like any other coin. Fast forward a few years, I'm getting into coin collecting for fun, and I remember that weird shiny penny. I start looking into the 1979 D penny. and realize it may have been one of the high-grade versions with a doubling. Error, I never checked, I never saved it. That's the moment I became a full-blown coin nerd. I now examine every penny I come across with the intensity of a detective looking for fingerprints on a diamond. You just never know. How do you find one of these valuable 1979 pennies? First, start checking your change regularly, like obsessively. Second, grab a cheap magnifying glass and get familiar with what doubling looks like. Compare with online images so you don't get fooled by normal wear. Third, hit up your local coin shops and coin shows. You'd be amazed at how many dealers still come across old rolls of pennies they haven't fully searched. Fourth, if you think you've got something special, don't hesitate to send it off to a grading service like PDS or NGC. Sure, it costs a bit, but if your coin comes back with a high grade or rare variety designation, it could be the best investment you've ever made. Also, connect with online communities. There are Facebook groups, Reddit threads, and even TikTok creators who share tips, tricks, and finds. Coin nerds unite. Alright folks, that's the scoop on the 1979 Lincoln penny, a humble little coin that might just be your ticket to a brand new house or at least a serious upgrade from your current snack budget. Moral of the story: don't ignore your pennies, they might just be tiny treasure chests hiding in plain sight. And remember, if high school me hadn't been in such a rush, I might be filming this video from a yacht in the Bahamas instead of my living room with a stack of coin folders behind me. So if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or at least gave you a chuckle about my teenage coin blunder, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button like you're trying to press it into gold, smash that thumbs up, and drop a comment with the oldest or weirdest coin you've ever found. And hey, stick around because I've got more videos coming up on other coins worth real money, from nickels to quarters and maybe even a mysterious dime or two. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and curious minds? Today we're diving into one of the coolest, most jaw-dropping pennies you might have just lying around in your couch cushions, your old jars, or maybe buried in your grandpa's attic. I'm talking about the 1966 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and guess what? That little copper disc could be worth a whopping $1.8 million. Yep, you heard me right, million with an M. Now, before you run off scrambling through every pocket and piggy bank like a mad detective on a mission, let's chill for a sec and unpack why this penny is such a big deal, how you might spot one, and what it means if you actually have one. And stick around. I've got a funny story about how I almost threw away a treasure myself, so you don't make the same mistake. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1966 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, you know, the one with Honest Abe on the front, looking all presidential and wise. Usually, pennies from the 60s are pretty common and worth just a few cents, maybe a buck or two if they're in fantastic condition. But the 1966 no-mint mark penny? That's a whole different beast. So, what's a no-mint mark penny anyway? Normally, coins have a little letter stamped on them telling you where they were made: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 1966, the US Mint didn't put any mint mark on pennies. Now, you're probably thinking, cool, no mint mark? But so what? Well, here's where it gets wild. The 1966 no-mint mark penny is part of a secret club of coins that are super rare because of the way they were made. Due to some production quirks and errors, a very small number of these pennies ended up with special features that collectors go nuts over. The rarity combined with the great condition of some of these coins has driven the price up into the millions. How many people really have these rare pennies just lying around? Turns out, not many. That's why if you do have one, you're basically sitting on a tiny treasure chest that could change your life overnight. Now, here's a little nugget about condition. The penny's worth skyrockets if it's in mint or near mint condition. That means no scratches, no dents, no weird green spots. We call that patina. But in this case, it's not a good thing. So, if your 1966 penny looks like it survived the wild jungle of your pocket, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny and flawless, you might want to call an expert ASAP. You gotta be careful. There are lots of fakes and reproductions out there. So don't just take any old internet post as gospel. Have your penny graded and authenticated by a trusted coin grading service like PDS or NGC. That little stamp of approval can add thousands to your penny's value. Okay, real talk time. I gotta confess, I almost tossed out a potentially valuable penny once. Back in college, I was helping my grandma clean out her old coin collection. I found a bunch of pennies and thought, hey, cool, I'll keep a couple for nostalgia. But I almost threw away this one penny because it looked kinda dull and boring. Turns out, that was a 1966 no-mint mark penny in near-mint condition. Grandma was like, "Wait, what? That thing's worth how much?" Long story short, I called a coin expert, got it graded, and boom. Turns out that penny was worth way more than I paid for tuition that semester. So yeah, lesson learned. Never underestimate the power of a penny.so. What's the current market value of this little rock star? The last big auction had one of these pennies sell for about $1.8 million. That's enough to buy a decent house, a fancy car, or, if you're like me, invest in more coin collections because apparently that's how we roll. Why so high? The combination of rarity, demand, and historical significance makes the 1966 no-mint mark penny a superstar in the coin world. Collectors love it, investors see it as a stable asset, and history buffs appreciate its story. Plus, it's small enough to fit in your pocket but powerful enough to make your bank account happy to no-mint mark anywhere near the date. The coin should be in excellent condition. Look for minimal where .it should have sharp details. You can still see Abe's face clearly. Alright folks, before you rush off to check your pennies, here's the deal. If you do find a 1966 no-mint mark penny in amazing shape, you're holding a ticket that could make you a millionaire. But remember, it takes patience, knowledge, and a little luck to turn that penny into cash. If you want more tips on rare coins, money-making strategies, and cool stories from the coin world, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you never miss out, and let's keep this coin adventure rolling. And hey, if you have any crazy coin stories or questions, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys and sharing in the treasure hunt. Thanks for hanging out today. Keep your eyes peeled, your coins clean, and your wallets ready. Until next time, happy collecting.